Alright, yeah, welcome back to some more Magic Duels with our blue-white Fliers deck. Let's not waste any time, shall we? Let's get into the games. I'll see you there. Alright, we are in, and we're on the draw. We've got, a pretty decent hand. If we get our land drop, then we can actually play everything in our hand. I think this was a decent keep. Hopefully the land that we get is a basic island as well, so that we can actually get always watching. Nice! We can actually curve out properly now. So, Topplegeist coming down. Our nice little 1-1 for 1. And I think the turn after we'll probably go with our Smuggler's Copter just to make sure that we get our, essentially, our drops, land drops on time if we want them. Green, white. Okay. Could be a humans list, perhaps. Who knows? And we get more lands. Well, that is something that we can throw away if we don't like, because we're going to be going Prairie Stream next turn to get the Always Watching online. So the question is whether or not I want to go with the Smuggler's Copter or the Selfless Spirit. I think the Smuggler's Copter. Might end up throwing away this island for something better. And I will... I think I will hold back. Mostly because I can block this 2-1. And if we attack him for 1, we're taking 2, so... At least I can threaten a 3-3 to block Kithion and maybe get him to spend all of his mana if he forgets about it. We'll see. Animist's Awakening. Probably for 2. Yes, it is. And hits 1 Canopy Vista. Okay. Well, he ramped. So there was the Thalia in there as well, so this is possibly human tribal. Let's go Prairie Stream, and let's go with... Do like Invocation of Saint Traff, but I think I'm going to go with the Always Watching. And now we've got a 4-4 flyer in the air. So let's get swinging in. It's now worth it to attack because we're actually dealing twice the amount of damage that he will be next turn. And we get to loot, of course. So, Glyph Keeper. It's a tough one. I do want to hit my land drops, but I suppose if I don't hit my land next turn, I can loot with Smuggler's Copter anyway with probably Selfless Spirit, I would imagine. Yeah. I suppose that's fine. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us, but we're in a nice little situation now. I'll be getting him for 6 next turn if he's got no answers. Oh, just Seller. Well, Selfless Spirit does allow us to sack that to make Smuggler's Copter indestructible, and therefore we'll trade off with just Seller if we need it to. And there's our land drop, so glad we threw that last one away. So yeah, it's going to be Selfless Spirit into Smuggler's Copter. And if he wants to block with his Gisela, we will sack our Selfless Spirit. And trade off his Gisela for his Smuggler's Copter, because that is actually quite annoying, and I'd rather not deal with it. Thunderclap Wyvern. Or Wyvern. I think I'll get rid of the Invocation. It doesn't directly help us get through his current board state. There is an argument for going with the Glyph Keeper. In fact... yeah, I might as well. We've got a 5-drop anyway, so getting the Glyph Keeper into the graveyard actually means we got a 7-drop. Effectively. Okay, so we can attack him with the Smuggler's Copter and he won't block. We can also block with the Smuggler's Copter if he attacks. So he's in a bit of a pickle now. Especially since our Wyvern will mean that we don't actually have to sacrifice Selfless Spirit in order to get through Gisela in the future. In fact, what we can do is go with our Wyvern and swing him with everything and see where he blocks. Hanway Militia Captain, we do need to race that. Yeah, we need to race this. But that's what our deck does, so... He's not going to block then, is effectively the case. We can't really get this Pilgrim's Eye down, because we can't cast anything off of the land that we grab. So I do kind of want to use the Wyvern as a combat trick. But he's not going to block, because he wants to get these guys to flip, which is going to be pretty bad for us in the long run. Because they'll be getting 2 tokens every single turn. We need a land drop, effectively, to play Jace and bounce one of these guys. So I suppose we could aim for that. Let's tap... Let's tap you. Let's try find that land drop. And if he blocks here, we'll Wyvern. If he blocks Selfless... I don't really want to get him with Selfless Spirit, though, to be honest. That's the problem. Alright, well, let's get in with Smuggler's Copter, because it kind of forces me to sack it for no use of the indestructibility side of it. Spell Queller. It's kind of past the point of you being useful, to be honest, because he's already got an established board state that we don't like. So, yeah, let's dump the Spell Queller. And he doesn't block, so we're going to go with our Wyvern. Pump it up a little bit. It's a 5/5 to block later down the line that we can make indestructible. So although he's going to flip into some pretty nasty creatures, it's not really much of our problem, because he's going to essentially be forced to block with Gisela soon. And we can get a 5/5 with the Invocation thanks to the Wyvern. Doesn't get the pump from the Always Watching because it is a token, unfortunately. So we've got protection from board wipes. He's not dead next turn because, of course, Gisela will be able to block and take his life total up a little bit. Declaration in Stone. Okay, well... I want to crew and then get up our Smuggler's Copter, but he might have another Declaration in Stone. Hopefully he doesn't. And then... my creatures are indestructible for the turn. Don't need the clue. Lone Rider is going to flip if he gets in with his Gisela, but that is a suicidal attack. Why? Well, let's kill one of these, block one of these, take no damage, and he loses a creature. I don't understand this in the slightest. Angel of Invention is pretty sweet. I think Jace is past the point of being useful now. Although... 3, 6... Ooh. We can actually... if we get a land drop, we can Jace, bounce his Gisela, and just win on the spot. So... let's get rid of the Pilgrim's Eye. Now he gets a 1/1. There's a cast out. Five. Yeah, we've just won. Okay, so cast out on the Gisela. Get rid of his only blocker. And he's had enough. Of course. Crew up with the Topplegeist. And swing for lethal. Gold fishing. That's pretty much what this deck does most of the time. Just gold fishes. We got Delirium online as well. We got 3 cards. We needed an Evolving Wilds or something to crack there. And that would have done it, but there you go. We beat Transcendence. Wicked. Alright, let's go for another game. Alright, we're in. And 3 lands. Got Selfless Spirit on turn 2, Spell Queller on turn 3, potentially Removal on turn 4, and then a Pump Spell for our Fliers on turn 5. We're on the draw. I'll keep this. So, Evolving Wilds for our opponent. Not sure what it could be. It's clearly a multicolored deck. Or it better be anyway, otherwise it's a bit wasteful with the Evolving Wilds. Blue, red maybe? Hopefully it's not a flyer focused deck. That would suck. And by suck, I mean it would be slightly more difficult to win. Right, okay. We could go with the Selfless Spirit, or we can go with the Smuggler's Copter. I will opt to go with the Copter here, I think. So he's going to crack his Evolving Wilds. Red sauce? Green sauce, ooh. Simic Energy, maybe? Could be a ramp deck of some sort. Not sure. So let's get in for our 1 damage. And pass it back to our opponent. He goes with a Fevered Visions. Ugh. That's fine for me. It's probably maybe Turbo Fog. Seen a lot of Turbo Fog recently. It's very interesting. Alright, let's get our land drop. Let's go with Topplegeist, and we'll swing in. And after that, pass the turn, hold up Spell Queller for maybe Sphinx's Tutelage. Whatever he chooses to go with. We will loot. There's always an opportunity to find a better card. Dump the Plains, I think. Opt for thinning our deck out, because I don't want to flood out if we're taking damage off of a Fevered Visions. Rather thin my deck out a little bit. And Oath of Jace. I'm gonna quell that. And the reason for that, oh, he paused and replaced by AI, so that's a person who realizes that Rage Quit bug doesn't exist anymore, I guess. Draws a card. So it is Mill. Maybe Fog Mill. And we get another Spell Queller. And this is why we're going with our Evolving Wilds, because we don't really want to mess around with Cast Out just yet. Get a blue sauce. So, we can't play our Selfless Spirit, unfortunately, because I want to Spell Queller his next play, which is possibly going to be a Sphinx's Tutelage. So, it's really important that we hit that kind of thing. Yes, I would like to loot. Invocation of Saint Traft we will keep. Get rid of Selfless Spirit, we've already got one. Okay, and pass the turn, counter his next spell, and then we've got even more damage on the board. And follow that up with an Invocation of Saint Traft, maybe. So no matter what he plays, we can counter it. And we'll probably opt to do that, because we are going for kind of maintaining this tempo of him not really doing anything and us continuously adding stuff. And as expected, out comes the Sphinx's Tutelage. Might have been holding up a Dispel, but we got Quellers, that's our counter spells. Draws extra cards. Now we've got a hell of a lot of damage on the board. And Evolving Wilds. Pretty sweet. Wondering whether or not to play it, because if we get a land, then we can play Angel of Invention. But there'd be no sense in playing it this turn. I might as well play it next turn. So the Evolving Wilds, probably fine. Invocation of Saint Traft is going to go on Probably one of these guys. I'll be using the topple guys to crew up the Smuggler's Copter. Not really matters, but we're going to be winning in no time at all, so let's swing on in. Yes, sure. Always watching. Beautiful. Let's get rid of Pilgrim's Eye, I guess. And get a 4-4. And I believe that is game. Alright. It's deck. Ah, it's beautiful. Let's go for another game, because it's winning so quickly. See you there. Alright, we're in and on the draw. We've got a 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop potentially, and 5-drop. We're on the draw as well. We might get a 1-drop when we draw into it. 3 mana, pretty sweet. Can do pretty much everything we want to do. Our opponent is on green something, perhaps? Maybe even mono green. It's one of the few mono colours that most people mess around with. That and mono red. Mono blue, not really that good. Mono black, not really that good. Alright. So, it's some sort of creature-focused matchup, which is going to be interesting. Especially since it's in green. Does mean that a lot of their creatures are not going to be able to block ours, so we're just going to be flying over the top and really annoying them. Let's go with the Smuggler's Copter. Next turn we'll go with a Bygone Bishop, or maybe even the Pilgrim's Eye. Suit up with the Smuggler's Copter and see what we can do. Pilgrim's Eye does ensure that we've got the Angel of Invention on time, so... Oh, our opponent's had enough. Missed their land drops, perhaps. Well, we'll play this out, because I imagine it won't take too long. Let's go with our Pilgrim's Eye. Thin our deck. Boop. And crew. Throw away some of our excess lands for hopefully something a little bit better. Thanks to the Smuggler's Copter. Reason why this card was banned in Standard. Right here. And a Glyph Keeper. Okay. We've got double blue already down there, so I'll get rid of the island. And that's 3 damage. Pass the turn. Oh dear. Okay, well. It's less than ideal for our opponent. Skyship Plunderer. We're going to go with the Bygone Bishop first, because the Plunderer will indeed get us a clue. So, Bygone Bishop. And use it to crew up our Smuggler's Copter, since it is summoning sick. And get him for 4. Boop. Cast out. How much mana are we on now? 5, if we've counted the land in our hand. I'm going to get rid of the cast out. Doesn't seem like it'd be useful here. Maybe should have gone with the Glyph Keeper, but I think the Glyph Keeper is going to be incredibly hard for him to deal with. Yeah, he's finally got his land drops. Is it too late, though? Green-red. Huh. Maybe it's kind of running around Flame Shadow Conjuring or something like that, using the tokens as sack outlets. Possible. Right, let's go with Angel of Invention. Pump up the squad. And since he's not really got much to block with, I'll make some servos. Crew up with one of the servos. And get swinging on in. Next turn, follow that with Invocation of Saint Traft, and that's going to be game. Selfless Spirit? Sure. I'll get rid of the Glyph Keeper this time. Not going to be necessary. Yep, lethal on board. And he's got nothing. He actually needs to answer this entire board, including the Smuggler's Copter, in order to not die here. And unfortunately, Kozilek's return, not going to be good enough. Since we can go Skyship Plunderer, get a clue. Invocation of Saint Traft. Get us a 4-4 on our combat. This is overkill, but you get the point. Smuggler's Copter, get on in. and we get to loot. Why not? Prairie Stream. Dump it. Get a 4/4. And we got lethal on 2 different combinations of creatures. Sweet. That was a bit of a shame that they got mana screwed there, but we got 2 pretty great games in before this. Alright guys, I think I'm going to leave it off there, so if you did enjoy the content and you want to see more, then be sure to like and subscribe, and if you hit that little bell icon, you'll get a notification when tomorrow's video goes live. I do hope you have enjoyed, and I will see you next time guys. Bye bye.